if you want a better life, you are the only thing standing between yourself and getting that. I've always seen NC as a spot that's meant for people to settle down in. But like from your like early 20s to like early 30s, you need to go somewhere else to stretch your wings.
What's up, and welcome to a Be Somebody special guest episode. Today we're joined by Doron Morgan. Doron is a multifaceted creative and entrepreneur who embodies the power of perspective and putting yourself out there. We talk about his journey from North Carolina to LA, starting his own clothing brand without a dollar to spare, and how life's greatest breakthroughs can happen even in the darkest moments. Let's get into it. Be Somebody Podcast.
Be Somebody Podcast.
Be Somebody Podcast.
Hey.
My name is Amadeo.
I'm Enrique.
I'm Doron.
Dang.
We're here.
A special guest episode. Welcome, everybody. Be Somebody is a
Welcome.
positive platform and global community of people chasing their dreams and supporting each other all along the way. Today we're joined by a very special guest, Doron Morgan.
Hello.
He's an artist. He's a designer. He owns a streetwear label. We're going to get to know him today. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate y'all. It's good to see y'all.
Yeah, we're glad you made it happen. You're here in person.
Yes,
Looking. I just want to point out the fit. If anyone's listening to check out the YouTube or click audio on Spotify, the fit right now.
Yo, is this 100% designed by you? The pants too?
No, the pants are from Woody. Shout out Woody.
Hey,
They're
shout out
also
Woody.
a great
Hey,
street
Woody.
brand in Detail A Arts District. But yeah, the hoodie, 100%.
That's fire, dude. Because, I mean, you knew how to...
Yeah, it's
Because, like, even though it's not the same, it's like the fit still matches.
100%.
Yeah,
It's in the
yeah.
same world, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
The tailoring.
Damn. So tell us a bit about yourself. I know it's always a bit hard to like. Oh, let me. You know, where did it all begin? I'm, from here, from there. Where are you from originally?
Yeah, okay. So the origin story, I got you.
Origin story.
North Carolina, Raleigh, NC, 919, originally born and raised in the South.
919.
And yeah, grew up there, moved here back in 2000. Actually, two things. I moved here for like the summer in 2018 for an internship because my first thing was film. So like just like I guess some lore is I was a film major in college. I double majored in film and marketing, and then during the film degree I had a screenwriting class, and during the screenwriting class our professor would choose different people to read the scripts aloud, and I got chosen. So I was like reading the script and I kind of got into character a little too hard, and my professor's like, hey, let's talk after class, bro. I'm like, oh man, did I mess up? He said, that was really good. I think you'd be good like if you tried acting. You should work in casting. I said, for real? He said, yeah. And he said, I'm going to make some calls. I think this summer you should have an internship in LA. I said, okay. So I signed up. He made some calls, and then I got a casting job for the summer. And then I moved here for like just the summer working in casting. By the way, crazy industry, very political. I feel a lot of empathy for actors out there, for real. But like during the whole time, that's when I really like got more immersed in the whole LA culture, and I realized I kind of vibe with it a lot. And then I moved here after the next year for a job at Capitol Records. So it was like I graduated the very next week, Capitol Records, and I'm working there in like the whole marketing world. So I pivoted from film to music.
Yeah.
Did you get connected to Capitol Records during your time here, during that internship?
Ooh, nah. So more lore.
Lord, though.
So for that, it was different. So basically, while I was in film school, I got chosen to direct our senior thesis narrative film. And the whole thing about that is like they choose 2 film seniors every year to like do that. And that's like the magnum opus when it comes to film school. Like you really just apply for that reason, right? So I like, got chosen for it. I wrote a whole script out and directed it too. And starting it, that was not on purpose. That was like, it's like side note.
Writer, director, producer.
Dog, it was so pretentious. But like, okay, just like a side note for that one, the day that we were filming the actual film, the first day, I get a text from the lead actor saying, hey bro, I'm still in Alabama. We're in North Carolina. I'm like, so are you coming or not? Bro ghosted us. So he ghosted us. My producer is like, well, you got to be in it. No one knows the script like you do. I'm like, what? So I had to star in the film. So I'm like doing my scene. Okay, cut, retake. I'm like, okay,
Wow.
like, yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
But like the whole reason behind that story is basically, for me, I'm like, what makes a good film is a good like soundtrack. So I need like a good artist to like really help me out when it comes to like the soundtrack of this movie. So I met one artist during my time here in an Uber pool. Shout out Uber pool. And like we were in the car for like 5 seconds.
Make new friends.
Yo, dead ass.
Not sponsored.
But like we were in the car for like 5 seconds, right? And like we connected. He helped me out with one song. Another girl I heard on this one song by Westside Boogie. And I'm like, wait, she's really talented. So I hit her up in the DMs, and like we're talking back and forth. She couldn't make a song because of the fact that she was signed to a label, but we were still like talking a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And like I was making content for her on the side. And then afterwards, she said, yo, I need like a day-to-day manager. My fault. I need an intern. So I'm like, I can help you out. So after that whole internship process, it was like it turned to a day-to-day manager for her, and then she got signed to Capitol Records. And then she said, "Hey, I got signed to Capitol, by the way. What's up?" I'm like, "Oh, I can move."
Yeah.
So I moved, and then that's when things started taking off. And then I met people there, and then I met more people like all around LA.
Yeah.
But that was like, the whole like I would say stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like I mean, something to be said about just like putting your foot out there, because I feel like a lot of times in like life, you feel like you have to go with the same like system that was put to you. Mm-hmm. You go to college, you apply on LinkedIn, you get a job. But like for me, like I went to college and I had an idea about like film and whatnot, but then it was like I just released Control, and it went from film to music, and then from music to like marketing and fashion, blah blah blah. But all because I said, yo, like I'm just gonna do what I want to do in life, and then like let life take the helm. So it's pretty fun. But
yeah, I love that. I was generally about to ask along the lines, because right now we're in June. Spoiler, because it's gonna come out in July. But but a lot of people just graduated, and they're in the same position kind of that you're describing, where they're like the what's next.
Yeah.
And did you have a plan before all of it life just kind of happened? Like, like did you always think, oh, I'm gonna end up in Los Angeles, or what? Like, just guide us through what was like your plan, and then when did you decide to kind of let go of the wheel? Yeah,
that's real. I feel like ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to leave North Carolina. Not because it's a bad place. It's a great place. But it's like, I feel like since I was a kid, I've always seen NC as a spot that's meant for people to settle down in, right? And I feel like a lot of America is set that way, where you have like places where you're meant to have a family and like live there with them. But like from your like early 20s to like early 30s, you need to go somewhere else to stretch your wings. And I've been thinking that way since I was in high school. But like my whole mindset is like, I just want to live like life back, you know, like live like the best life I can. And if there's something I want to do, I'm going to do it. But the plan was always, first plan was I want to be a lawyer. That was like the first plan, right? Dog, I know, right? So that was the first plan, because I had so many, like I'm from the South, you know, like I would say racism is everywhere, but in the South, it's more in your face. It's not covert, which, side note, I think the covert racism in like LA or New York is more insidious, because you can't, like, you know, it's gray area.
Like microaggressions.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But like where I'm from, it's more in your face. But because it's in your face, you can combat it and have like a discourse about it. But because of that, you got to be 10 tones down on the knowledge and intellect around what you're defending. So I had to like grow up a lot having to like defend myself and like know what I'm talking about, because these people will always make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. So growing up doing the 24/7, I'm like, I'm gonna be a lawyer, because then no one can mess with me. You know, that was the mindset. And then
born to argue.
Exactly, bro. Born to be combative. But then like have a firm foundation behind the combative nature of why I'm arguing. But like it transitioned to I want to be a film director, because I love film. I love being creative and whatnot. Well, that was the fun part. But again, like this is something to be said about just like marginalized communities and like places where entertainment and I would say jobs aren't so pronounced. You don't even know half the jobs that exist. You know, like even like for me, like I've been to a lot of kids who are either homeless or like, you know, in the lower section of poverty. I tell them about like jobs from social media management to creative direction to being a director. That job exists. Yeah, it does. But it's different when you don't see it, especially when you don't see someone who looks like you doing it. You know, it seems like a pipe dream. So for me, the only creative job I knew about at all was being a film director. That was it. I'm like, oh, so that's how I get out. And that's the way I really maximize my creativity for something that translates into like a real result. But then in film school, I realized, wait, there's a lot of other jobs that exist. Just like from seeing the crew hierarchy in like film school, it's like working the marketing major and seeing all the other jobs that exist in that realm too. I'm like, wait a second, I can do the same like creative, fun, like direction thing in other ways. Didn't know that. And I found that out when I was like 22, you know? And it's something to be said about how it's never too late, one, but also two, how when you really just release control and don't fall in love with the plan, that's when you really let like God activate, and then you make room for something bigger than yourself. So for me, like it went from lawyer to film director to working like A&R and marketing to like working in stuff for myself and just like really going hard with that. So yeah.
Damn, dude. I feel like there's so much like nuggets there that I'm just like, dude, I wish, why couldn't you have been in New Mexico with us coming up? I'd be like, yo, that energy.
We definitely relate to a similar feeling like, okay, this isn't a bad place.
Yeah.
It's nice it feels good, like the place to settle down, retire, have a family, and then like relax, but stretching wings.
Exactly.
Stretching the wings and feeling like, okay, I'm 14, I need to get out of here. I'm 16, I really need to get out of here. I'm 18, it's time to get out of here. And then when we finally do, it's not, I've gone from negative to positive.
Yeah.
Feeling that way. Because I left home from a place of bitterness. Feeling like, I'm done with this. Yeah. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm better now. I'm better than everyone back home, everyone that stayed back there. And I was just like, I was talking to Rika about this in a previous episode where this attitude did nothing but kind of like rot within me and just like rot my heart. And just, I don't know, man, it felt like, we joke about it, it felt like the symbiote from Spider-Man took over.
It does.
We are Venom. I became like a dark, evil guy with like no patience and just like this cockiness and this bitterness. It really just came from this place of like insecurity and uncertainty.
Yeah.
Because I may have left, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I may have left, but like I don't know the path. I don't know what's happening. I feel like I'm grasping at straws.
Yep.
And then when I finally kind of like let go of the plan and allowed the universe, God, whatever it might be, to have the space to take in or to come in, that's when I started like seeing the opportunity around me.
Yeah.
And the abundance, and feeling less of like bitterness or judgment, and feeling more compassion, empathy, openness. And that's when I feel like that's when my life like literally started to blossom, bro.
Yeah. Sometimes we can be in our own way. Yep. We don't realize it until we take a step back. So I hear that.
100%. I'm curious to know, because I know you already, I didn't even know about the whole lawyer aspect of you. That's insane to me. Yeah. But you do, I feel like you're one of the few people I know that like does so many things. Every time I get on Instagram or something, I just see you like doing all these insane things. Like
sick though.
Yeah, they're sick. They're sick. Like, how do I don't want to like glaze over here, but like I feel like the term, when someone says like, oh, I'm a creative director, I'm a creative this, and people are just kind of like,
you picture that tiny beanie and
exactly. Yeah. But like I generally feel like you live up to the name of like a creative director of just you just do so many things, like from music, I'd be looking at you in the studio, like clothing, art. I know you did like painting and whatnot. Yeah. Like what?
Film, acting.
Appreciate
you. I feel like there's so many people that carry this voice, which we all do, of, you know, I can't do this, or I'm not talented, or this like voice kind of that
self-doubt.
Barrier, that self-doubt. Do you have self-doubt? How do you turn that off? Or like what? How have you like channeled this energy to just go at anything? Because you mentioned earlier you've always wanted to do this how did you say, life maxing, where you just want to do everything?
Because like another interesting thing about it is like you are doing all these things, but it still feels like you're being authentic to yourself no matter what it is that you're doing.
That's valid.
Like it's not just okay, I'm trying this one thing, but it doesn't really feel like me, or like the output isn't really like connected to me, so it feels a little bit like performative or false. Like the things that you do feel like they're coming from a really personal area.
Yeah.
So the self-doubt, but also like the authentic like connection.
Yeah, I hear you. I would say like the only thing for anybody stopping you from doing what you want to do in life is that BS voice in the back of your head saying you can't, or it's too hard, or you're going to be cringe. And that's so like, I hate it. And you shouldn't listen to it, because that's you, again, getting in your own way. Because, example, like if I say, I'm going to draw a picture of you, right? Even if I do have like 20 years of experience of drawing, when you first see the first 3 seconds of drawing, it's going to look like some bullshit. I'm sorry. But like it is. And It's supposed to. Like, you gotta trust the process because the process always starts out mucky and muddy. But then when you go full force with it, it becomes something beautiful. And I feel like that's everything in life, and especially when you first start like playing the piano or acting or like doing whatever. Well, when you think about it logistically, this is your first time ever doing this. This is the first time this version of you has ever like come into conception at all. So why wouldn't it be bad? But it's not bad. It's just a different version of good, and that version of good doesn't match your expectations, and you're married to the idea of how it should be. So my thing is like, get over that. Like, when I think about all the things I do, like just like in life, if I didn't start, I would have been wanting to start now, but then I would have a new reason not to start, which is, oh, it's been too long, you know, and it's never too late. So my thing is like, when it comes to just my life as a whole, there's a lot I want to do, and I see no reason to not do it. And if I see something that's fun or interesting or intrigues me, I'm like, oh, I want to learn that. So I'm gonna take the time to do it. And sometimes like it comes from a place of necessity as well. Like for me, like when it comes to fashion, it was like I'm broke, you know? Like I wanna have a brand, but I have no money to start a brand. I can't just call my parents and say, hey, can you give me like $20,000 so I can like, you know, like, no. So for me, it's like, okay, like I thank God I got great parents to help me out for stuff. But like I have to learn how to like do a tech pack. I have to learn about fabric sourcing. I have to learn how to sew. I have to learn how to cut a pattern, you know? I have to learn how to do social media marketing, how to do design, all these different things. I gotta learn how to make all these skills that I have beforehand translate to this one end goal, which is a brand. So it's like twofold. I would say one, there's a lot I want to do, so I do it. But also two, sometimes you have to be your biggest advocate because no one's going to save you in life. You got to save yourself. And then once you save yourself, then you're going to be put in rooms you didn't even imagine because you got the skills, and then other people can help you out too. But also, you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but answer your question, when it comes to self-doubt, I feel like we all have it, but it's not about having it. It's about listening to it. Yeah.
Overcoming it. It reminds me of the gift or the curse of the gifted child. Where it's like when you were really young. For example, like, you know, gifted children will talk about, like, okay, I was so precocious and like things came to me super easily, and I had all these grown-ups and authority figures tell me that, oh wow, you're so talented, you're so good, like this is amazing, like, oh, you just barely did this is your first time doing it, wow, incredible. And then like you take that expectation into your adult life, so when things don't come to you as easily, you get very easily frustrated. You just give it up, you throw it away, as opposed to like trusting that process. And that's one thing that I had to learn, which is a very difficult lesson.
So hard.
Because I feel like if I'm not good at this immediately, then I'll never be good at it. And it's not meant for me, as opposed to giving it a genuine shot and trying it out. And so that's kind of been my experience, not only with acting, but writing and then fashion and music now, man. Let's do it.
Love it.
So I don't know, the curse of the gifted child, but it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe slow down.
Yeah, 100%.
Be a little bit more patient with yourself. It doesn't have to be instantaneous. You don't have to be an overnight success to be successful or to feel fulfilled.
The goal is to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and like being good is going to be a byproduct of doing it. Like, think about Morgan Freeman. Have y'all ever seen this man young? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
I had to look up a picture. I was like, Morgan Freeman young. It was like a black and white sepia, like baby picture.
But we all know his name now. And it's like, oh, bro became famous when he was old. The goal happened. But again, like from like Morgan Freeman to like our girl Doechii to like whoever else, consistency happens when no one's watching. You know what I'm saying? And then the byproduct, which is success, happens when everyone's looking at you. But you don't see all the hard work into it. They had to be cringe a lot, you know, like, a lot. But it doesn't matter because they became masters of the craft. And I feel like, again, like it's sad because a lot of people would give up on themselves right before they're about to make it. It's kind of like that meme of that guy in the mine, you know what I'm talking about? And they have the diamond right there. It's like that. It's like, just keep going because it's for you. It's not for anybody else.
Right.
Was there a moment in your life where you felt like, I'm going to keep pushing no matter what? Like this feels impossible, but something within me still just like, I got to keep going.
Every day. Every day, dude. It's discouraging too, because I would say it's twofold. Because one, capitalism, you know, like you can have passion and drive and dreams, but you still have to survive. So that also gets discouraging because, like, for me, personal example is I might have to spend like $3,000 on new hoodies, but also I might not have the funds right for that because I also have a lot of overhead for my brand as well. But also I have to pay rent and I have to pay for food and my car and like it's LA, so I gotta pay for parking and parking tickets. So it adds up. So then like as a brand owner and an artist, I'm thinking, dang, well I have like $3K I gotta spend on the passion. But the reality is I can't do that right now. So what does it do? It sets me back, you know?
It feels that way, yeah.
It does. And then you have to get over the fact that this is reality. And I know that it's setting me back, but reframe it. It's not setting me back. It's just pushing me for the time that is needed, you know? But also like that's one thing, but also the other thing is also when you do like, I would say go up the ranks, what you're good at, you're going to be around people who have done it longer than you. Or the ones I hate the most, the ones who think they're better than you but have less experience. Or the rich kids who have the funding because their parents are venture capitalists, but they confuse the word privilege, or my fault, genius with privilege, you know? And so you don't know stuff. You're just privileged to be in these rooms and have opportunities and options. But when you're around all these people, what happens is it's like this imposter syndrome where you feel like, oh, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, or this is my design but I'm kind of embarrassed because yours is better. But you don't know they just paid some guy in like Bangladesh to make it for $200, you know. Meanwhile it took you 20 years to learn the skills to make yours. But again, like being around those people, from the ones who make you feel dumb to the ones where you don't want to raise your voice and contribute to the conversation because you're second guessing yourself now because you feel like you are like not as efficient or adequate as they are. Before you know it, it starts eating at you too. And you may have this like fake it till you make it mentality when you're around them, but faking it so long really wears your soul down. So I would say like both of those things, like from like finances because of capitalistic societies to like being around people who make you feel like you are not enough in like the spaces you are in, that is very tiresome. But that's why you gotta have a good community. You gotta escape that sometimes. It's kind of like being like on like social media too long. You know, close the app, walk away, touch grass. And like my version of touching grass is to call my parents or being around the homies where I don't feel stupid anymore. You know, and like they really revalidate the part of me that I knew existed. And like from like, you know, having bad feedback with people who make you feel like you're dumb, and then talking to your friends the same way and then make you feel you're smart, it really shows you that you're not the problem, you know, and you shouldn't ever feel like the problem. Everyone's process is different, and those people who are trying to make you feel stupid, they don't know stuff, because if they were as smart as they wanted to be, they wouldn't be in the same rooms as you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it comes down to that.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to call out. Like, I definitely preach not being the smartest person in the room. But you can't, like, the people in that room can't be making you feel stupid. Like, you are the least smartest person in the room, dude. Exactly. Like, pointing you out, calling you out, making you feel insecure and incapable. And it's like, that's not the case. So you got to find supportive people who know more than you do, but also want to lift you up. Literally. And bring you to that level. Together. That they are.
Yeah.
So something really big for Be Somebody is the sense of community. And I know you just touched upon community here and growing with it, but I'm curious to go back a little bit more back in your hometown, very much because we come similar backgrounds where our hometown is like where you go retire and people are trying to get out. How did you find other people? Was there a group, a core group of friends that you're like, oh, we're all locked in, we all have these big dreams? Or were you like finding your own path and it was even harder? Like, can you talk a little bit about all the people that are listening to right now that are in, I don't know, somewhere in Wyoming, and they got these dreams, but they don't know anyone that's even close to a sense of, you know, starting their own business or anything in that regard?
That's a great question. Like, when it comes to community, I would say I never had a friend group until college. I was always that person who knew everybody and just like kind of bounced around. Like, oh, what's up, Doron? And like I knew people, but it wasn't like I'm going to hit up my group chat and have my like 5 best friends and we're going to go to the mall and like plot. It was never that. It was always like me knowing people like middle school and high school. But because of that, it really like, I mean, when it comes to all of that, I knew how to talk to people, I knew how to do things, but I had more time to focus on my craft too. So I locked in all the time. I was always like the guy who was having fun at school and talking to people, because again, my mind since day one has been, I want to make the most memories possible. I just want to have fun and do stuff. And after school, I wouldn't go to parties and stuff. I would just go lock in. I want to learn the craft because for me, that's like the medium for escape is like locking in. But community really like went full force in college. I'm like my best friends in college, right? And that was great because I found it's rare, but I feel y'all get this. When you finally meet someone who understands the passion you got, right? And it's not just like, oh, just yapping about it and talking about it. They actually have the actions behind it because like growing up, like again, North Carolina, Raleigh, NC, like from middle school to high school, I would always talk about all this stuff with the same passion and enthusiasm I'm doing right now. It would only just be a conversation. And I'm like, I would get irritated because no one wanted to be great. And like my lower, before I did all of this, I was a dancer. Like, I've been dancing for like 15
Answer
years.
Two, put that on the
Yeah. But before
You a
you
magician
continue,
too?
before you continue, when I met this man, we went out to this like dance place.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know this guy was a dancer. Like, keep in mind, but when I say dancer, like think about like Step Up 2 or like Step Up the first one, where in the beginning scene, everyone's at the club dancing, and out of nowhere, Channing Tatum comes in and just destroys and just eats the dance floor. I was with this man over here at the club, and this song comes up. Homie, like it literally felt like Step Up. Like this guy took over the dance floor, and literally like a sphere orbited around him where he was just destroying. Everyone was like freaking out. And keep in mind, I had just met you.
Yes.
And I was like
Talk about a first impression.
yeah, like I was just doing my little like normal dance moves, and this guy's just out here like just eating up, dude, eating up, going crazy, and I was just like
Spitting on the
baffled.
knees.
I was
Bro,
just baffled.
I forgot all about that. That was great.
I still remember. I still tell the story to people whenever I go out with them. I'm like, yo, I went out once with this guy, just completely like this guy's like a professional dancer, just destroy. I don't know if you've seen like the Jungle music videos of the new album, like that. You were what's his name? Will West. You were Will West.
It's given that.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
great.
sure.
That's
for
fire.
That was a great night, by the way. But yeah.
So back to it, North Carolina,
Yeah.
talking to people, not really getting met with the same enthusiasm.
Yeah, so like just dancing for the past, I did that for like, I want to say 15 years, like company, like gigs, all that stuff. And that was my identity. It's also kind of funny. It's like a side note, but like it's so funny how as you grow as an artist, your identity shifts. Because in NC, everyone knew me as a dance guy. And then like in college, I was like the dance guy who does like drawing. I used to always sit on the amphitheater and draw people, right? And like I was like dancing, drawing dude who does film. And then in like LA, I was the music guy for the longest, and now I'm like the fashion dude. But it's just like the evolution of being an artist. It's like kind of beautiful because like when you release Control, things happen the way they're supposed to. Side note, but like again, like for NC, I was a dance guy, and I used to always want to do fun like ideas with all the dance community in LA or in NC, and it was always disheartening to me how everyone wanted to make it their own way, right? And I get it because like your artistic identity is very what's the word profound to you. Like it's very, you're close to it, and sharing that with other people sometimes can be too vulnerable. But for me, I always had the mindset was like, you grow together, and that's how you make it. Michael Jackson wouldn't be Michael Jackson without the Jackson 5, You got Brock Hampton and who Kevin Abstract is. Like the list is long. It just keeps on going. Like Justin Timberlake, NSYNC, And my thing is like, there's a reason for that because we accent each other's strengths, and for the weaknesses we do have, we become better and we overshine it together. So when I have these cool ideas of like videos we can do together, or like way we can like go to different companies and different dance battles, it was always like, yeah, and they do their own thing. I'm like, man, like come on, y'all. But it was always like sad to see that, but also it insane to me how it's important to have that community, and how once you find the right community, people really like, we're going to start seeing a shift occur. So in college, like I would say it went from the whole dance thing to me just meeting my best friends who were like, we just used to talk about fun things together. And while it was like harder to make that come to life because we were broke, it was also great because we still did small things, from events to like different like gigs to different photo shoots and video shoots and whatnot. And then meeting these people who have the same mindset and have the same work ethic. It was beautiful to see how, wait, this isn't just an idea anymore. This is a reality. So yeah, community is so important. Then like in LA, this is one flex about LA that I love the most. Everyone who has the same mindset flocks to the beacon, which is LA. Like we all have, there's a reason why we're all here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we just said, oh, like pretty beach. That's some people. But like for us, it's like I have a dream, I have a goal, and I want to be in the place where it's happening.
Exactly.
And then we meet each other, you know, and then we collaborate. But the collaboration is like very personal, because we're not only allies with a goal in common, we're also friends. And then we can like really lock in and make the best thing happen as possible. And then because we all have skill sets that brought us here, it doesn't like flop. It actually is like beautiful. And that's like, I mean, I'm bouncing around, but that's why also I can't live back in North Carolina, because I feel like when you're a big fish in a small pond, you're not learning, you're teaching. And then when you're in LA, you're just a bunch of fish in like the ocean. And then because of that, you can collaborate and you can grow. And then when you hit that age or that time period in your life when you want to go back, you actually have something to teach.
I feel like you're the person where I always see, like just like you were talking about LA is like a beacon. I feel like you're the beacon for a lot of communities and like friend groups where I always just see you like surrounded by people and you know, just outright if someone's listening to this and you know they're trying to find their clique, they're trying to find their community, they're trying to find that circle. And I feel like you talked about in high school, you made friends with everyone. I know it's like a very like you know, simple question, but really like how do you know kind of find that community, make friends? And I don't even want to say the word attract, but you know, attract people to be like, oh, I want to be friends with that dude.
Well, did you always have the confidence to put yourself out there, or was it just like through exposure, trusting yourself more and more all the time?
I'll answer yours first because it's a little bit easier. But I would say confidence-wise, I've always had this personality, but the confidence to really talk to random people, that didn't happen until I would say really early high school, like freshman, senior, or sophomore year, because of my first like real job working in retail.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because then
Yeah.
you really understand, wait, it's not that serious. Just talk to random people is actually not hard at all. And then you see what occurs in the new timelines you're making from saying hey to somebody new. So like that really just conditioned me to get over it. And then I'm like, oh, I can be like my authentic self to everybody. I can be palatable for people at the same time, but also I won't like dim my light. I can just say, hey, nice shoes, or what's up, bro? So like that was like always a thing. But like answer your question, it's funny because all my friends who like move here for the first time, my friends who are introverted, always ask me that, and it's like, to me it's like common sense for like just put yourself out there. But also I understand how we can also get in our own way. But I really do think it's simple. It's like, if you want a better life, you are the only thing standing between yourself and getting that, right? And you're not going to make new friends from being in your ivory tower, locked in your studio apartment watching Netflix. You won't. You're going to have the same life. And people add so much meaning to life. Like, if I didn't go out that one night to get Korean barbecue with this one girl I met one time for a photo shoot the week prior, I wouldn't have met you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I didn't meet you, I wouldn't have met you. If I didn't meet y'all, I wouldn't be here. So my thing is like, it's kind of just beautiful how when you just say yes to things, your life changes, and then the version of you changes too. But it really is something to be said of just saying, like, just being authentic and not thinking too hard about it, because at the end of the day, it's not that serious. And I understand how people can think, oh my God, like, what if I become friends with somebody and they ruin my life? Well, what if they make your life better? You know what I'm saying? What if you, and then also that person you had intentions for, who, whether it's like to date or to be a friend, life has different intentions. You might meet somebody, and because you hang out with them one time at a bar, you meet your real friends. But you would never be in that bar if it wasn't for saying hey to that random person. So answer your question, like this long-winded answer. Just put yourself out there. Just say hey to people. Do things. Go to clubs. Go to run clubs. Go to like different environments where you feel like it's the same genre of people, because that matters too. Like, if I want to meet new friends, respectfully, I'm not going to a Cardi concert. You know, Playboy Cardi fans are my kind of people.
One up, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm going to go see Giveon. I'm going to go see Brent Faiyaz, and then like in the audience, I see the same version of me in the sense where we have common interests. So because of that, I feel we can connect. You know, and then when we connect, we can go out and do fun things, or go to a cafe, go to a random event on Partyful. There's so much to do in LA. So I feel like if you don't have friends, that's an excuse. You can do that, but it's hard doing it by yourself, and I understand that. But also, I've been to party by myself plenty of times where it's me by myself and some random girl or guy by themselves too, and we both came solo for the same reason, meeting new people. And before you know it, we leave as homies. So like, there's ways. And I just feel like, again, don't listen to the anxiety. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to be fearful, but listening to it, and don't do that because it's a choice. Yeah.
It's like that T-shirt that says like your anxiety is lying to you. You ever seen that like on
Pinterest? And it is. It always is.
Like, you'll see like a trendy mirror on the sidewalk with like that quote, like, "Damn,
he's like, man,
just think about that." Because like you say it's not that serious, Enrique loves saying it's not that deep, and sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, you know, it's like it's right. Other times I feel like maybe is it? Because I get all nervous sometimes. I feel like that perfectionism comes back in. Like I got to be the perfect version of myself, the perfect representation that people got to have, the perfect impression of me. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, maybe they'll bully me again. Oh, maybe they'll, I don't know, call me names again or so. I don't know, some creepy stuff that like goes back like way back when. But it's not that.
It's a good point though, because I feel like we also project.
Yeah.
And then this is so real. Can we project and then we get married to those projections and react on everything that's in our head. And before we know it, we say no. We have a reason to say no. That reason didn't exist. We made it into fruition. So I hear you loud and clear on that.
Yeah, because it's like the projection is like a projectile. And then like, you know, you put it out, but then like ricochets and hits you back.
Every time. It never misses. That was you low-key ate.
That visual aid, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So I'm trying to change the narrative, you know? But like it helps to know people like you. And it helps to know people like Enrique who push me to honestly, like, you know what? It's not that serious. Sometimes I guess it can be, sure, but like I'm not gonna be. I can be myself without dimming that light.
Yeah, I feel like reframing is important too, because like it's not that deep until it is, and all that is that deep is when your norm changes. You know, if your parent gets sick, if like you lost your job, if like whatever have you, something that changes your normal. That's when it's that serious, and that's when it's okay to react to it. But like saying hey to a random girl at the sidewalk, you know, or going to a run club, or asking the barista to hang out after work, not that serious. Because regardless of what they say, your life doesn't change. Your norm is still the same. You're gonna go home the same exact way. But like the stuff that really is that serious, we need to remind ourselves of that, because we gotta lock in and cater to it and appreciate those moments. You know, the anxiety should be reframed to that, and that's what make us prioritize it more in our life. We can forget. We can be thinking about, oh my God, like I'm so lonely without my friends, and forget to call our mom, you know, or forget to like check in on our best friends who've been there since like day one. Can we stress out about something that's not that important? So like I feel like reframing is very vital to like really remind ourselves of, wait, this is not serious. Let me lock in on what is.
Yeah, the reframe and redirection. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ask, like, what got you into film in the first place? Is there like a particular director or movie or actor that got you into the process?
Ooh, that's a great question, brother. Yeah, honestly, that's always been my thing. Like
even like everything that you do, man, from the dancing to the film to the fashion.
Yeah,
like,
that's gonna be a long
like,
story.
Who or what started it all?
I also want to hear your, you know how Letterboxd does like top 4 films.
Oh,
I want to hear the top 4. That too.
Okay, that's hard. But I might get some hate in the comments later. But I got you. I would say the first thing for a film that got me into it was just I love stories. Like since day one, I always love stories. My mom's a great storyteller. Used to always like make up stories on the way to work and tell us stuff. My dad, same thing. Like on the way to school, he would just tell us like fun stories about his life, or like make up stories too. So like hearing that from both of them growing up, I always love stories, right? I don't like reading though. Like I will read and I have to read, but like reading for fun. Since I was a little kid, that was never my thing. You get me? So like I used to always cheat. You remember like assigned reading in like elementary school? Yeah. We used to have like these hard books. I used to always put comic books in like side of the book and opening it up like I'm reading like, you know, the Odyssey by Homer, but I'm actually reading
like
like
a comic
Flashpoint
book?
Paradox. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like reading like Garfield in class.
Dude, I used to
and I'm
do
like,
the
this is
same
so much
thing.
fun. You feel me? And it was great because like I used to like, this is like a fun like storyboard, right? And then that's how I got into drawing more too, because I'm like, wait, I can just draw this out. I can make my characters. I can make comic books and whatnot. All the stuff in my head can like live rent free on these pages. But then like also it's fun watching movies with people and having conversations afterwards. Gotta realize, wait, this is a great medium to like instill ideas. I never forget the first time I saw Memento. Have you seen that movie? Yeah. And it was great because after we left that film, that was like the first like real film I remember people were talking about it. Like my friends were talking. I'm like a kid. We're talking about this movie. It wasn't like a Michael Bay film where you see shout out Michael Bay, but when you see like Transformers and like Bumblebee and Optimus Prime exploding and you walk out like explosions, cool.
Mike B.
Exactly, Mike B. And like you feel good, but you forget about it.
Yeah.
But like from Memento, like Nolan, like my GOAT, it was cool because what bro did was he instilled ideas into us. He planted that, and now we have this whole new way of seeing life. And now we're talking about things. But he did it in a very covert way. He didn't force us to it. He gently like guided us to this like result. And I'm like, this is really cool. And then like films like Get Out, right? Imagine like reading a book about systemic racism. Okay, that might be long-winded. You might get offended depending on your viewpoint of like life and society and how you were raised. But watching Get Out, oh, cool, it's a horror movie. And you walk out, wait a second, what did I just watch? And before you know, you start thinking about it. You start chewing on it a little bit, and you start seeing life differently too. But like books can do the same exact thing, but I love how movies do it in a way that, in my viewpoint, is more pragmatic to how the common person is. You get me? It's like I can just say to my random friend, hey, let's go to the theater on Saturday. We go into it, we watch it for an hour, and we leave. And opposed to, hey, read Das Capital by Karl Marx. You know? Especially in this everyday life. So into your question though, it was like for movies, I love the whole idea that I can use my creativity in a way to really tell a fun story, but leave audiences like really thinking about the overall thesis I'm trying to press to them.
It's more digestible.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Conducive to conversation too, because I mean, like you can finish a movie in an hour and a half to 3 hours nowadays. Whereas like a book, you got to spend potentially, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 hours.
Depending on the
depending
reader,
on
you
how
know?
long it is.
Yeah.
Like some people, my sister, she can finish a book in like a day.
Dude,
you know?
my girlfriend has like an ungodly like reading speed. Like she just goes through books like.
Yeah, I feel like those people are
crazy.
rare though. You know? I
So
feel
how
like majority of people are like film people or people who don't even like care about either one. They're more likely to go to the theater or turn on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And my thing is like, well, I want to talk to everybody, you know? And I know the readers will also watch this film, but I feel like the people who need the message the most, the ones who aren't reading like that, watch this, you know, like leave thinking about life a little bit differently. And that can get more exposure for like the philosophy that I have. So yeah.
Do you feel like that, like, mission has transcended to every piece of like medium you've done, from your clothing to your painting, your music, and is it trying to instill like a specific thesis, or is it more like putting yourself into it?
It's really both. It's like for me, what makes me is my philosophy on how I see life, and I'm just a big guy when it comes to perspective, right? And I just like to really showcase that with my piece. Like even like for this, like it's perspective because like it's asymmetrical, it's different fabric, it's blending two things that shouldn't belong into one cohesive piece. Like when I paint or draw, it's always like satirical. It's always like a visual allegory. And like when I write too, it's like same thing there. When I make a movie or a music video, same thing there. So I just like to reiterate to people, hey, you have this life. See it differently. Like my whole mindset when it comes like just like to life as a whole is like, imagine you walk outside and it's a crazy storm, like a thunderstorm, like Hurricane Katrina level stuff, right? And like there's thundering, the wind's cracking, like it's just bad, but it's not because the sun's actually still there. It's just hidden behind the clouds, right? And that's life though. Like we spend so much time focusing on the thunder and the lightning and the rain. Bro, the sun didn't shift at all. Your perspective did. Shift it back because no matter how bad you might think something is, the good's still there. It didn't leave, right? It's 50-50. every time. Like joy and despair coexist at all times. The one that wins is the one you're focusing on. And I just try to showcase that with like all my art, like all the time. Because like why I don't think I'm like the master or know everything. I'm figuring things out too. I do think it's a good reminder. It's kind of like when you like lose your phone, right? Like we all do. You have an iPad right behind you, but you spend like 3 hours trying to find your phone. Bro, you could have found my iPhone 3 hours ago and found it in 2 seconds. We forgot though, right? You always knew it. You had the context. You just forgot. And that's my mindset. Like with all things I do, it's like we all know this already. I'm just reminding you because it's so easy to get like in the mud. You forget how it's like to be clean. So that's like the vibe.
It's like tunnel vision on the negative,
100%.
as opposed to like, okay, let me take a step back. Let me like think about everything around my surroundings. How can I improve? How can I fix the situation with what I already got?
Yeah.
I just forgot it. I forgot that I had it. I had it the whole time. So that could be. It's not something physical. It could be in here.
It always is.
It's that perspective. So like perspective, no matter what adversity you might be going through, perspective and action can help you out.
It's kind of like being at a museum, right? And you have a beautiful like painting in front of you, but you like this at it, right? And you're like, oh my God, this is so ugly. And it's like, well, bro, take a step back, you know? See the whole thing.
Whoa.
Because we oftentimes like get so microscopic on things in our life, and we just see, oh my God, something's wrong, or this is terrible. Meanwhile, the whole painting's pretty beautiful. It's pretty spectacular, but we're not focusing on that. We're only looking at this one smudge or all the different spots that help make the beautiful painting. So when you step back in life, most times it's not you realize, oh my God, this is actually really great. And that's why it comes back to it's not that deep. It actually is pretty beautiful, but your focus needs to shift.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
That's precisely it. Another thing I wanted to mention, unless you have something else to contribute to perspective.
No, dude, you're just cooking, man. I don't want to interfere.
On the grill right now. Okay, here's another thing I wanted to say. So earlier you had mentioned like the shifting or the evolution of an artistic persona, or like, you know, who you are as an artist, like your identity as an artist, like shifts over time. But I feel like no matter what you do, all that you're doing, there's still a connection. There's still that cohesion. Because you're a painter. Okay, when I look at the wash on this hoodie, it looks like blue paint on a canvas. When I see you used to be a dancer, when you look at the hoodie, for example, there are many different focal points, and because of the asymmetrical nature of the design, your eye just kind of moves. So there's motion in that. So you're also seeing like motion with this. And it's just like, okay, like you may have separate, distinct disciplines, but like the heart, the eye, I guess the instincts that you have are connected deep down, and that's your persona as an artist. So I don't know, discover that through different things.
I feel like it's important for everyone to remember how like everything you do in life makes you, and you carry that with you in everything you do. And that's why I get so mad when I'm in rooms with people who feel they know more, because you don't. You know what you know. You don't know what I know. And that's why like diversity is important, because like not just racial diversity, you know, that's so important, but like diversity holistically. Because if we have a room full of people and I have like, you know, a black guy whose parents are like both like surgeons, and then I have like a white girl who like, you know, parents are both middle class people, and like an Hispanic dude who like, you know, grew up in like a comfortable lifestyle, but like from foster care, whatever have you, and we're all talking about something. Well, guess what? We all have different experiences, and we're all going to see the same linear thing so differently. And that's so important, because then I realized we can collaborate truly on how to make the best end result for what we're doing. But most often than not, you have people who see their life experience and they have this mindset and they have this cognitive dissonance that occurs to them thinking, oh my God, like this is how we should do it. This is it. This is the one source of truth. And it's like, no, this is your source of truth, actually. So I feel like it's so vital for everyone to remember that, because of all the things that make us us, from life experience to racial background to like hobbies and crafts and conversations, we're bringing something great to us, like this potluck. And the potluck's going to be delicious because of the fact that we all have different things. So because of our backgrounds and our identity and our persona and seeing things the way we need to see it, we answer questions differently too. And then not only that, but we carry things with us the way that no one else would see it. So I feel like it's important to always remember, like, hey, we're bringing something different to the table, and let's not assume your life was like my life, because I don't know what you dealt with. I don't know how you had things, and I'm not going to assume like I know you until I do. So I don't know. I think it's really important to always keep that top of mind, because the thing that makes you the most beautiful version of yourself is your story. And I'm not trying to like diminish that or take it away from you or judge you for it. It's just more so I'm trying to understand it, so that way we can, when we collaborate, come up with the best end result.
That's exactly right. Yeah, as opposed to like carrying an open mind, being compassionate, having that empathy, patience, all those qualities are just like, that's what's conducive to a strong relationship.
100%.
And I mean, that's kind of what we're doing right now.
I think something that I'm just learned about you as we were talking before we started recording is this aspect of your life where you give back a lot, where you mentor members in the community and give back a lot of your time. I'm curious to know where that kind of, want came from and your why and why you do that. And, obviously everyone's like, it's good to give back, but I think a lot of people our age, it's just like impressive to hear that, because not a lot of people have the ability to do it, but not a lot of people actually do it.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I would say first, like, my parents really always instilled in me, like, to help those who don't have the opportunities and options to be where they want to be, because I would say everyone can help themselves, but that's separate from having the opportunities and the options. Example being, like, it relates. Like, when I worked in casting, right, I remember how it was always my biggest pain point, how I didn't see anyone who, like, any of us get roles, right? Yeah. And I remember I was, first of all, the only person of color who was there, and I was an intern, and everyone else came from the same community, the same version of how people are, right? And we had one moment when we had a role for a movie, and the casting call was for a black girl, and it was crazy because every black girl came. Like, I saw actresses who I like worship who came for this role, because it's few and far between. Think about when you turn on TV, you don't see many black women on, like, movies like that, unless it's a black film. And it's always the same one, by the way. But, like, they all auditioned, and mind you, there was, like, comments that were kind of microaggression-y, right? And because of that, they didn't get any of the roles. So it shifted again from, like, black to, like, ambiguous, right? So we saw women who were, like, Latina. We saw women who were, like, Asian and whatnot. Same kind of comments, though. They dismissed them. And then it went from black to ambiguous to white. And they casted a white girl, right? Yeah. But it was annoying, though, because it reiterated my belief that the difference between, like, Timothée Chalamet and, like, Michael B. Jordan isn't range. It's access, right? If there's so many good actors in the world, right? And there's a lot of ones I respect. And it's always annoying, though, how if I give a role that showcases depth and feeling or a really great script to the same actors, they're going to be better because they show us more, But if I keep on typecasting people like Michael B. Jordan into roles where they always are a monolithic person, you're not going to think they're great. They are great because they embody that role, but they don't have the same opportunities as the people who don't. You get me? So it was always annoying to see that always happen across the board. And then, like, in my life, just seeing, like, how, like, I have family, too, who didn't grow up as well as me and my cousins did, right? And just seeing that and being around those people and then being around other people in, like, my own community who didn't have the same thing, it was always instilled in me, like, damn, the only difference between them and me are my parents, right? Because even, like, now, too, I'm mentoring kids who are homeless. It's inherited. If your dad's a surgeon and your mom's, like, a doctor of a different type, well, what did you inherit? That. But if your parents are, like, addicts or have severe mental health problems or have, like, criminal records, what did you inherit? That. You didn't help that. You couldn't help it at all. You were just born into it. And now you have the side effect of dealing with it your entire life. And for me, just growing up, it's not fair, Because even, like, for me, I have, like, not the same, I would say, scale of that, but just, being black in the South, you have the same, I would say, problems of not having the same opportunity and options and access as my white counterparts. It's just a fact. And I would think, dang, this sucks for me, but seeing it in a more advanced version of that for other people, when I can do something, I'm going to do something. And just like from working at like different summer camps with these kids to like being in LA in the streets with these kids, it always like is so insane to me how we often forget how you can really only become what you see. Because once you see it, it exists. And there's so many kids when I was like in college, she was talking about me director. What? There's black directors? What's a director? You know? Or like talking about all these different people from history who exist. They didn't even know about that stuff, right? But now they do. And now because you have that idea in your head and you're meeting the right people who can put you in those rooms, you can change your life around.
You're seeing the possibilities.
Exactly. You can become what you see, but also people can set you up for success to get there. Because I saw so many kids all the time, or see so many kids in LA who are talented when it comes to music production or singing or like whatever have you. But what does that lead to though? You know, it leads to you just being talented, and that's it. And opposed to like, oh my God, my parents are like have a lot of money and they see promise in me as like an athlete or this or that, and they invest into me. You have no one to invest in you, you know? And then you have all these other people give you Band-Aid solutions, which is like a hot dog in a hat, you know? And it's like, okay, well, great. I'm still in this boat, but at least I'm not hungry, you know? So I used to always get passionate the fact that we need to have some kind of like end result, some kind of like pipeline to lead these people who have a lot of potential into rooms where they can really activate. So that's always been big for me. And like that's like a big, like I would say like lifelong goal, just to make sure we have that steady process of like, hey, you're talented, you're good, you can do this. Let's pour into you and let's show you where you can actually end up being in life. Yeah.
Damn, that's beautiful.
Appreciate you, dog.
Well, I mean, going back to perspective, it's just like spreading that philosophy. It was like no matter what you're going through, and it might look like a storm all around you, but that sun is still shining behind those clouds
All the time, dude.
And so like let's hunker down. The storm will pass, and then the sun will shine us once again.
It's always more beautiful after the storm too. Just saying.
Yo, that sun be crispy, bro. That
life is 4K.
Yo, whenever it rains in LA, okay, this is a little never mind, bro. But just like another thing though, because I want to have that attitude. I want to give back, and I want to be like, okay, not everyone has to leave their hometown. Not everyone has to like feel like, okay, this place sucks. I gotta get out of here. Like, where did that attitude even come from in the first place? Feeling like there is no access, feeling like there is no opportunity when there is.
Yeah.
Which is like, if I could be the person that I could have benefited from, not just financially, but also just like from an attitude, from like, okay, this person believes in themselves, so I'm gonna start believing in myself a little bit more too, and seeing like the opportunity around me.
Yeah.
If I can be a mentor for my community back home, if I can, I don't know, supplement. I would love to be able to supplement like financial resources, of course, scholarships or classes, or I don't know, even just like a place where people can feel safe. They can come after school or on the weekend. They can express themselves, and it's just like that community expands.
Yeah,
life expands, and then we just, I don't know, man. The world becomes a better place.
It does. Yeah,
when you're not like feeling crushed by adversity or by like the circumstances of which you have no control over.
Yeah, feeling helpless. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I really admire that about you, man.
Appreciate you, dude.
And I think it gets easier, and it's so important, the aspect of community, because back to what you're talking about, the whole like Michael B. Jordan aspect of it. Like there's Michael B. Jordan, but there wouldn't be Michael B. Jordan's amazing, but there's Ryan Coogler.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
It's the community. It's the people that build each other up, and it's so important, so crucial that you can't do it alone.
I'm glad you said that, because even like I was thinking about that too. How if it wasn't for Coogler, he would never have gotten any of those roles. Think about that real quick. Yeah. The man who killed Sinners, right? Who got an Oscar, right? For Sinners. Who was also the best villain in the MCU, I would say, besides Thanos, but also was in Fruitvale Station. All three of those movies have the same director. And that's why like me and my sisters always talk about how you can't do it by yourself, and you shouldn't. But also, like, I got some friends here too who are really great, like really talented people, and we're talking about this when we first lived here together, like back in like 2000, like I was like 3 years ago, and we're saying how we've been in rooms with people who are better than us, right? Who are more talented, from like directors at A&R and marketing to presidents at like Sony, whatever, and how they never help us out. They always like say a big game. They don't help us though. Why? Because we can't help them. and they know that. Okay, everyone's trying to make it. No matter how big and great they look, they're trying to make it still. They have a different standard than you do, though. And we always say, those people aren't the ones who are going to help us. We're going to help us.
Yeah.
We're all going up together, you know? And in a couple of years, when we're all where we need to be, we're going to help each other out still because we're homies, right? And it's something to be said about that, too, because, like, Kukler and, like, Jordan, same thing there. And when you trust the process and when you are in those rooms that you didn't think you were going to be in because your skill brought you there, and the people who you might not like, who might be above you or might be the ones who got you the job, you are doing that stuff, it's for a reason, though, right? And then before you know it, you and your friends can lock in and really activate. And then you can showcase your range, showcase your talent the way that y'all want it to be done, not the way someone else forces you to do it. And that's why I think it's something to be said about, like, really making sure that you really cultivate these relationships with your friends, but also do projects. Do the stuff that you're too afraid to put on YouTube, right? Because it's cringe and it's, like, not your vibe anymore. But also it's like a journal. It's like, see how far you come, like, in the whole creative journey of you. So it's so beautiful to see when people really, like, make opportunities for themselves, because no one's going to give it to you. You can't say tomorrow, I want to get an Oscar. I'm going to apply for this job at HBO as director. That doesn't exist, you know? The biggest, like, plot twist I got when I moved here is realizing that half the jobs that you want don't even exist on LinkedIn. They're all ghost jobs, or even half the things such, right?
Yeah.
Or even, like, half the jobs you want to work for the big companies, they're on a separate page that you need a password to get to, right? Because like, you know someone who works there to vouch for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just so disheartening, because what happens? It's a frat that we're not a part of, right? We can't name 5 brothers to get in.
Yeah, who do you know here, bro?
We don't know one. And the thing is, though, it's the same. It's a loop. It's the same people who are getting the same opportunities, do the same thing. And the odds are, they don't need it. I remember when I worked at Capitol, it was like the whole mindset is, you're lucky to get this job. Shut up and dribble, basically. Like, don't complain. You're not getting paid anything, but do the job because you're lucky to get it. But why, though? Why are you getting paid like $45K, $35K, whatever, $65K for a job? Bro. You know what I'm saying? For a job at one of these big companies. You have a cool title. Why? Because the people who are getting it don't need the money, right? It's because your dad is like the president of, like, Warner Music, but you are now the director of A&R marketing at Capitol. But your parents paying your living expenses, and they're doing all this other cool stuff for you. So you have the title and the clout, so it's cool and it's fun. You hang on to it. But what does that mean, though? That means someone who didn't need the job took the job of someone like one of us, right? Or took the job of someone who's just as talented, if not better, to do this thing. So what happens to that person? No one thinks about that. What happens to that person? That person's stuck being creative and feeling trapped because their creativity isn't converting into currency. They can't pay their rent. They can't eat. So they're forced to do other things in the meantime to make it happen.
That suck out your energy to create.
It does. But then you have to remember, that's when you really feel like that spark. I got to lock in on my friends, because that's when you got to get mad. You really got to get mad, because no one's going to give it to me. They're never going to give it to me because they don't want to give it to me. The system ain't broken. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. Make the rich people's kids employed. That's it, you know? Have nepotism and quid pro quo galore in these big jobs.
Keep the rich rich.
Exactly. But have the illusion that we have access. We don't have access. We have proximity. It's a difference, you know? And it's annoying, though, because when you see that in 4K played in your face, you got to get mad. And when you get mad, you got to get creative. You got to find the right people who are also mad. You got to collab with them. Exactly. You got to make your obsession movie. You got to make your brand. You got to do what you got to do. You got to remember, you can't do it by yourself. No. And you shouldn't do it by yourself. And that's when you blow up and make it. Because when you do your research, from like big directors to brands like Fear of God, they all have rich parents, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, because parents should help their kids out. Like, don't get me wrong. But they didn't do it the same way we did it, right? It's not like we can have an idea for a cool brand and say, okay, cool, my dad's a famous baseball player. Let's go to different, like, parties and clubs and activate. We can't do that. It's cool. He could. I love that for him. But we can't do that, you know? We got to get more creative. And also, like, paying for a bulk order for, like, $3,000, that can break us, you know? So we got to get creative on how we do that.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
It's like, it's such a process on how we have to do more steps, but we have to remember, we have to be the ones to create the opportunity for each other. But also, we have to do it with each other. Can we try to do it by ourselves? We're going to be a bitter 50-year-old Uber driver talking about how we could have made it. That's not the vibe. That should never be the vibe, and we should never be in that point. And don't get me wrong, we're driving Uber, but my whole point is more so that we really have to remember that we have a reason for what we're doing, and we can't let it die by being too prideful to ask for help from our friends.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Let me know what you think about this, because it feels like the gatekeepers, the traditional gatekeepers, I feel like they operate from a place of fear and insecurity as opposed to a place of love, where it's just like, okay, I got here because someone gave me this chance, because I know somebody, maybe I'm not that capable, and I'm afraid that like if someone who is actually capable, or someone who has done the work, or someone, they'll take my job, or like I'll lose my place, or like this and that. And it's like, oh, I don't know, I need other people to really like prove that they got something to be in this spot, but I'll never really give them access. I'll give them proximity, because you'll never really get like to this place. But it's just like, maybe that's the reason behind the gatekeep. I don't know. Or being together, operating together with close friends, with a good community, lifting each other up. Kind of feels like, okay, we were open from the start. So then once we get to this top, we're going to remain open, because like, just because someone else succeeds doesn't mean that we fail. So by carrying that attitude, incredible things happen. Things that you couldn't come up with by yourself, that all of a sudden are just like huge and important and amazing and influential. Yeah. It couldn't have happened like on your own. No, and that's because like we from a place of love, from a place of being open-minded, as opposed to like afraid, or like, I don't know, like I don't want other people getting this chance, because what does that mean for me? No, for real, it's like answer your question too. I don't think it's a place of fear. It's a place of realization that once you allow anyone to get what you have, it dilutes it. And now you have opened up the floodgates to lose your lifestyle. And they're never going to do that. There's a reason why the same people get the same things. And it's not going to change. And my thing is, like, we shouldn't have, like, delusions of grandeur that it's going to change. It's the same thing when it comes to slavery, too, right? Like, in slavery, they used to have the overseer, right? And the overseer was the poor white. Keep that in mind. The poor white who will look over all the black people, right? But why? Because the rich whites knew that they were poor, and they knew they weren't the same, and they didn't ever want to be the same. But if I give you proximity to what I have, now your mindset changes too. And before you know it, you think you're adjacent to where I am. And because of that, you're better than them. And you're going to ensure the blockage and that we maintain what we have. Same thing here. Okay, we have a big corporation. We're going to hire a few of these people. And now we look fair. We look like we don't discriminate. We hire anybody. If you're good, you're good. You get the job. And it's not all the way true. And also, it's like we have this weird idea when it comes to diversity, where we hire, like, you know, we got 2 Mexicans here, we got 1 black guy, and we got a Korean girl. Okay, well, let's look at their background real quick. They all went to USC, and all their parents make over 6 figures. That's not diversity at all. You know what I'm saying? We have this weird idea where if it comes to minority or black, they are automatically poor. That's not true at all. You can still be from the same exact circles as those people who are paying your bills. So it's also like very, I would say, it's just foppery. I hate it. But when it comes down to, like, just, again, the mindset of, like, will we ever get in the club? No, we won't. And some of us will, and some of us risk that path of really thinking we're better now because we're in it. I work here. I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? You never get here. I got here because I earned it. And before you know, what do? You're gatekeeping now, because now you have the same exact background as this person who was also exclusive to you. And you forget about all the pain, sleepless nights, and nights you spent crying because you're trying to figure it out. And before you know it, you're doing the same exact thing they're doing. Oh, I'll hire your kid if you give me this and you give me that. Okay, cool. Quid pro quo. Or, oh, I'm going to make sure my niece gets this job. Nepotism. So before you know it, it's like this sick thing where once you're indoctrinated inside of the club, you just repeat the same patterns that were once your biggest op, and now it's your rule book. So yeah, it's not going to change. It's like capitalism 101. It's like this weird mindset we have. So I feel like, again, we have to be the ones to make things, because, example, if we made like a production company tomorrow, we did it
our way, right? We're not changing the rules. We're making the rules. So when we're playing the game and other people put the game with us, the rule book is what we wrote. So we're making sure that people maintain that company culture, that the idea behind it. And that's how you do things in this new world, especially with like AI, automation, and everything else. Like, we really have to lock down and make things our own way. Because if not, it's going to be a lot of people who are too talented and working in fields that they didn't sign up for. So, yeah.
God damn. Well, here's the thing, though. I feel like you do so many things that I feel like anytime we have a guest on, we want to highlight what they're working on, because that's what the community is all about, is bringing each other, like what we're talking about. We're doing what we're preaching, bringing each other up, and then helping each other out, and trying to like leave a path for someone else to follow and learn from whatever we did. Yeah. So right now, do you feel, and it's hard because I know you do so many things, like do you feel like your clothing brand is the thing that you're 100% forefront right now? Yeah. So yeah, I love to talk about that, like where it came from. Was there different iterations of different brands that led to this, and like where are you at with it now?
Yeah, man. Everything, bro. The name, the aesthetic, the inspiration,
crazy
the first piece.
I got you. Yeah, honestly, it started back in. Okay, I would say it's really started in college, because I met like one of my closest friends in college. He has a brand, and it was so cool seeing this brand. I'm like, oh, he's really doing it. I always wanted to have a brand, mind you, but it was really fun seeing how he would activate it and do it. It was fun helping out with the content of it and whatnot. And I'm like, this is cool. I love seeing my friends do what they want to do in life and live into their purpose. Beautiful to see, right? And I used to just like learn and watch how he would doing things to kind of make sure, like, okay, like this is fun. It was like an internship, right? But it's just like my friend, but watching my friend doing what he's doing. And then I would just take notes of like different brands I'm seeing throughout the years, and like have like a whole Pinterest board of like how I would do my brand. But I never actually did anything, right? I just always like had my other things going on, but I was just learning because I wanted to do it later in life. Because in my head, it was like a mix of all my different skills into one like cohesive thing. And then COVID hit, right? And during COVID, I had time. I had a lot of time because I was furloughed, and also I had like all my art supplies was in LA. I went back to North Carolina, right? So I bought an iPad. I just started drawing my iPad, and then I got one cousin. She's Korean. She lives in Montreal, right? And we were just talking about like really doing some fun stuff, making a brand. So it was me, her, and then my other two friends in Montreal. We just had like Zoom calls every day. Like it was like family Zoom calls, right? And we were just talking about like doing fun stuff together and making a brand and whatnot. And it was fun because it was like brainstorming sessions, right? And then I'm like, y'all, like, I think I have an idea. So like for me, like that's when I was binge watching Naruto for the first time ever in my life. I'd never seen it before, right? I used to always just hear about it, and I was a kid. I used to see commercials for it. But I'm gonna watch this, and I used to watch it, and I'm like, oh, this is a great show. And it was cool because, like, in Naruto, the Mangekyō Sharingan, I thought it was fire because, like, for me, I'm like, wait, this is cool. Like, when this person experiences the most pain ever in their life, they untap the strongest power ever. It was like that. That's a crazy perspective when you think about it. And I took that lesson with life, though, how all the things you go through make you who you are, how every step back is a setup for a comeback, but also how despair is the doorway that breakthrough walks through. And it was cool because for me, I'm like, man, like if I didn't catch all these L's in life, if I didn't fail repeatedly, if I didn't have COVID right now, I wouldn't be where I am right now, right? Like in a way, COVID, which like really did a whole 180 of my life, from like working at a label to like living in LA to doing all these other things. Now I'm at my parents' house. I'm like trying to figure things out. I gotta re-life life. You know what I'm saying? I gotta find money. The biggest like thing ended up being the biggest blessing. I'm like, this is cool because again, like just a side note, you never know where life is going to lead you. And it's funny because like hindsight really is 2020, because when you're in the mud, it's just so hard to remember what it's like to be clean because it's so dirty and so icky and so sticky. And that's the focus. You're focused on how bad it is. But again, like I said before, joy and despair always coexist. So it's funny because when I was there, I couldn't see how it's going to lead me here. So during that time, like this would be a great name for a brand because like I'm always so big on perspective and shifting that and how vital it is for life. why not just make it a brand name? So I said Mangekyō is the name. So after that, like me and my friends, she's always just talk about different things. But of course, like again, life be life. And so they all got busy, right? My cousin got busy too. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to lock in and just do this. So I locked in. And during that time, I'm like drawing out the logo, making the whole brand pack. But I'm like, dang, I don't know any of this stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy some books. Like I said, I don't like to read, but I had to read, right? I'll read when I have to. So I bought a book called Fashionary. Shout out Fashionary. And I read it, and I'm like, this is actually a great book. So I learned the whole, like, I would say A to Z about making a brand. Now I start watching YouTube videos. Side note, I hate school. My thing is always that, like, when you're in school, it's like you have a bunch of different animals, right? You got a monkey, you got like a fish and a zebra. And they say, okay, whoever can climb this tree the fastest is the most superior animal. Well, I'm sorry, the monkey's going to do it. The zebra and the fish can't. So they're stupid now? No, they just don't abide with the same laws and systems. So I used to always hate that. So my thing is always like, we have like AI, we have like YouTube, we have Google. That's like the world library. It's the Library of Alexandria on your phone for free. You can learn anything. If you don't want to, that's a choice. So my thing was like, I'm watching like Harvard like lectures. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm watching people who did what I'm wanting to do, talk about how to do it. And I'm like taking notes and like obtaining all that stuff. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm learning. Got it, bet. So I finished the logo. I finished like the whole like brand manifesto, the story I'm trying to tell with the brand. I made a Google Drive for it. I kind of jumped the gun and made an email for it too. I'm going to do everything, right? And after that, I'm like, cool. I have all this set up. Now I need a product. That's when I'm like, what? How do I do this? That's why I got scared, right? Because I'm like, okay, all this was free. You know, I know how to draw, so I can draw a logo out. I know how to do all this other stuff. I can do all this, but I don't know how to design. I don't know how to do that. My this one woman in my church taught me how to sew when I was a kid, and my teacher in 4th grade did too. But that's like the extent, right? And we had an old sewing machine in my house, but like that wasn't good enough to like do whatever. And I'm like, even if I did I use that, I don't know where to even start. So I'm thinking like, okay, I gotta like really take my time with this. So then I started like using my marketing background to like learn like a strategy and like learn some secondary research and figure out what's the best way to do it. And like when it comes to like all that stuff, it's so important. I feel like, especially now with AI, it's so important to maintain that autonomy, because it's not like, this is before ChatGPT, mind you, it's not like I can just look up all this research and then copy, paste, repeat. That's not the point. The point is to obtain all of this and then use my mindset and think critically and get to an informed decision on how I should proceed. So my thing is like, okay, this is all cool. All the research I'm learning is guiding me to this one decision. If I have no money, I'm not going to make jackets and pants and socks. That's just not going to work out. And I have no money for it. And also, I have to be the one to make all this stuff because I can't afford anyone to do that for me. Not going to happen. What am I going to do? I'm going to make a handbag because there's no sizes for that, right? If I'm making a hoodie like this, I got to do sizes from like small to large, the ratio of like 3 smalls to like 6 larges, right? That's just too much. So you hear me? And I'm like, not doing that. But handbags, I can do. So I took a step back and said, okay, let's think about the whole strategy for this brand. So my thing is like, I'm going to make only handbags and use that handbag as a catalyst to create the entire brand world. From this handbag, you can understand the kind of brand I'm trying to like give you, but also the kind of people I'm trying to cater to, the kind of fashion we're going to have, the kind of pieces we have, how it accents your everyday life, what it is about the brand, right? So I did that. And then like it took forever. I kind of learned how to make all this handbags and whatnot. How to like Google all this stuff. I had to like try and error a lot. I had to use Blender and like 3D models and stuff. It was a lot. And then I finally got to a place where I'm like, okay, this is perfect. But it was perfect to make it to explain the idea, right? I still had a lot to learn about designing, so I couldn't make it myself. So I had to find someone to help me out with that, right? So I found someone. It took forever, but I found someone, and then she helped me make the handbag. I'm like, perfect, cool. And then from that, she gave me the knowledge to learn how to make handbags moving forward, right? So after that, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I know how to do this. So I'm going to take what she taught me. I'm going to refine it. So I took that and I made a different version of the handbag, right? Because now I know how to do it the way I want to do it. Because my thing is, it's important to like collaborate with people, but also it's important to know it because then you can make it your version. If not, it's going to be someone else's version of your idea.
Derivative.
Exactly.
You don't want that.
So exactly. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want to make it my version. So I learned how to make a handbag, did that. After that, I got to produce. I had to find a manufacturer to mass produce it, right? So I did that. It took forever too. And then I finally made my first bulk order of handbags. And then I did the whole like process of like finding homies to collaborate with, which was great because like my whole thing was, so I was like, I don't know if anyone actually wants to like take pictures for free with me. This is a lot to ask, right? But during that process of me trying to like promote this handbag and like launch the website officially, I have some friends in Montreal who know my cousin. They have a brand too. And like I met them plenty of times in Montreal, and like they wanted to have a pop up and activate in LA. So I said, yeah, I can help you out. So I planned an event with them, and then my friend who's an influencer. So it was like a collaboration event of like their brand's called Mercy House. Look it up, it's amazing. But it was a collaboration between Mercy House and my friend. His name's Urban, Zerdan Urban, influencer, great guy. So it was all three of us doing a pop up in LA. So I found the venue. We made the event happen. It was actually a really great pop-up, right? But they were like, you got to, like, start selling your handbag before the event happened. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I got to get content for that. So I posted my IG story because, mind you, asking people to do free stuff is, like, a lot. So I said, anyone down to, like, help me out with some content? Posted it. And then I got, like, 10 homies who said yes. And then I got 2 other homies who also wanted to help out. So I had 12 people there. 10 models. I had 1 photographer, my great friend, shout out Alicia, who works at New York Times for like photography. She's like goated, top tier. She's great. And then my other boy, his name's Sasha. Love you, Sasha. He was like, he brought his Red Dragon camera. We had a whole production. So we're like in the arts district at Culver City. We had 10 models and we had a cycle. It was like, okay, you shoot with a photographer. You shoot lo-fi content with me on my phone. You shoot hi-fi video with Sasha on the Red Dragon, and we just cycled them out. It was, by the way, it was like in the span of 2 days, right? I posted it. 2 days later, we shot it, and then we had the pop-up that weekend. It was perfect. So like it leans into the fact, tap into your community because people will love you and want to help out. And the only thing stopping you from doing these things is you. Okay, if I didn't post that, I would never have had that turnout. I wouldn't have got content. I wouldn't have gotten a video. Nothing. My website would not be finished. I wouldn't have had a great pop-up. So again, I got out of my own way with that. But after the whole like handbag thing and the pop-up, it was great. But I'm like, okay, cool. That like helped me out a lot because I have a base number of followers. The brand world is like being built more. People understand it. I'm selling like consistently with the handbags. Perfect. But I have to sell clothing now too. So after that, that's when it got like dicey because like clothing is expensive.
Yep.
You know? And I was like, man, like how am I going to do this? So I learned like the whole like process, right? Of like how to make a pattern, how to make a tech pack, how to sew. And it was great because my friends at Mercy House helped me out a lot with like making like the first like batch of samples later. But before that, I had to like make my first sample like in general. And because I wanted them to have an idea of how I wanted it to look, like my hero piece, right? And the hero piece was like this like pleated denim jacket. I really want to make sure this is right. So before I even give them like anything, let me make this piece first. So I like hit up some people. I got quoted $2,000 for one sample. Mind you, the sample was something I already cut the pattern out for. I made the tech pack already too. I sourced the fabric and the trims.
And they want an additional $2,000 on top of that?
Just to sew it.
Wow.
So
that's a rip.
So I was like, no. So I'm like, I'm gonna learn. It took me about like I would say 6 months, but I got to the point where I learned well enough to actually sew it myself. So I made like it wasn't the best version, to be honest with you, but like it was real, and you can understand the vision, right? And then that mirrored with like I would say the materials I gave them, like the tech pack, the pattern, everything else. It in the conversations in between, it got to a point where okay, I know how to make this look, right? So shout out to them. They made me my first 3 samples, right? And because I couldn't, again, like I would say necessity is a big driving force because for me, I can afford things, but I'm not going to let that prevent me from activating my brand. I'll just learn. It might take a year. It might take 3. For my case, it took 2. But I got to a point where I can do it now, right? And after that, they made me my first 3 samples. Then during the whole process, I'm like, okay, I really want to get to a place where I don't have to finished samples, and then took another year to find the right person for a bulk order. So I kind of did two things at the same time. While the samples were going on, I was trying to find the right person to bulk order all my potential clothing, right? With a low MOQ, right? Because when it comes to like clothing as a whole, most people be like, hey, the minimal order quantity is going to be 100 units. I don't have space for 100 things in my department, right? That wasn't a question. So I had to find lower ones for two reasons. One, it's lower price. Also, two, it's like, realistic for my space requirements. So during the whole process of like that first, like I would say collection going live, I was also trying to find the right person for a bulk order because during that time I finished this hoodie, right? So I finished everything for the hoodie already, but I had to find the right person to make the bulk order. So during that time, I found like two people who sucked. I wish I brought it. So like since I couldn't ship the hoodie to where they're located overseas, they just had to go off the pattern, the tech pack, and the concept art.
Dang.
And they did terrible.
Dang.
The first one, I'll send you a picture. It was so bad. I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't understand the vision at all. The second one was also bad, but the guy who I was talking to was really good. So we kept going back and forth and trying to figure out the best way to like align on the best end result. And he was like really communicative and understanding what I'm trying to say. Great knowledge in like fabric, and also he had insights on how I can improve my original sample. So like after the course, like a couple months, we got it right, and it ended up being this, right? And like it's cool because like the first version I made, it wasn't like this, right? And the sleeves were different, the color was a little bit different, the fabric for this flap also different, right? And it was cool because he gave me a lot of insights. And then we collaborated. This is actually a white hoodie that we made up a whole new technique on how to dye it to make it that blue wash color, right? So it looks like this. And then we changed this to like a different type of rib fabric, so it's a lot. But and then we changed the sleeves too to be like elastic instead of these bishop sleeves. It was great. And then during that process, I'm telling him like, bro, like, just know, like, I work with you exclusively. If you leave this company tomorrow, I'm going with you. He said, for real? I said, yeah, for real. So like, he were locked in, right? He left the company, and he said, yo, we should be business partners. I'm like, oh, perfect. So we're partners, right? And it's great because like it was a division of labor. He handles everything when it comes to manufacturing and fabric sourcing, and I do everything else from like business operations, like marketing to creative direction. It was great because it helped me out because I can lock in on what keeping the business afloat, and he can help me get the best bang for our buck when it comes to like mass producing things and also making sure the samples are done right. I ain't got to worry about making all that anymore by hand, right? So it was cool for that. But during the whole process, again, like my friends. Again, collaboration, great. Because, again, my friends who I met in Montreal made my first, like, official 3 samples for me for the first real collection. And then my boy overseas, he made these hoodies in bulk for me, right? And he also made some shirts for me, too. After that, he also made the bulk order for the samples my friends in Montreal made me. And then that's when we started selling the first wave, which is, like, those 3 items. It was the jacket and then 2 pair of pants, right? Maybe these hoodies actually 3 years ago. I just started selling them this year. But during the whole process, though, it was great because we were building the world step by step. People were understanding the product, understanding what kind of thing it was. But my whole strategy behind it was because, like, again, when it comes to any brand, you got to have a strategy. You can't just do things just to do it. My thing was I got to create the brand world. Step 1 was the handbags, right? It was like low bang for my buck, but also it was making sure people understood what kind of brand it's going to be. Next up, we're going to start off with these hero pieces. The stuff that looks really, really good, but realistically it's too expensive and it's not practical for everybody. I did it on purpose, though. Like, the feedback I always got from pop-ups were from all the straight dudes, this is really cool. I don't know where I would ever wear this at, though, right? And then all, like, the fashion dudes, it was always the straight guys, man. All the fashion people and all the girlies were like, oh, I love this, want to buy it, right? But I also knew, again, when you have a fashion brand, the only way to blow up is making, like, elevated basics. That's really it. Or, like, some, like, fun, like, slogan or something else. When it comes to, like, pieces that are cut and whatnot, you were more like
niche.
Exactly. And you're more likely to buy it in person or from a brand that you've been following for a long time. I knew that though. My point wasn't to make a lot of money. It was to really create a community and create understanding. Because once you start seeing this content cranked out repeatedly, this is cool. I'm going to follow it. I'm not going to buy anything because this economy is whack, but I'm going to follow it, right? And before I know it, I'm getting like a little bit of followers. I'm getting more following. People will care about the content I'm pushing out. I'm getting my friends who are content creators to make more content with me and whatnot. And because of that, people are like, oh, this is fun. I like the brand. Not going to buy anything, but I like it, right? And I knew that.
Oh, that's so real.
You know what I'm saying? And then like doing like in-person pop-ups, I made more sales and whatnot. Yeah. Having great friends who are better than selling than I am. Shout out to Amy and Tammy. But they were great at selling stuff in person. And people were buying more things and getting more conversions, right? But
it's that peer pressure, that in-person pressure is
exactly.
different. Yeah, like, come on, it looks good on you. It looks really good.
It was great because after that, I started making the cheaper stuff, right? So I was like, okay, here's like some T-shirts and whatnot. Here's like some hoodies. That always sold out really fast. And then before you know it, I was edging towards like our big like capsule collection, which was like the stuff we just sold out of. And it was cool because again, like, the mindset was handbag, big pieces, diverse selection. But I kept the same mindset from the phase one, which was I'm going to up the cost for a lot of things on purpose. So the big collection was like, I had like some Jordans, I had like some pants, I had some windbreakers, I had like a jacket, and I had these hoodies, right? Everything I made besides the hoodies were one-on-one. So they're all just samples because they were very expensive to make, but they're very fun pieces, right? So I thought about it as like a visual lookbook. Like you see it, it's amazing, it's cool, it's fun, you want to save it, you want to share it with your friends. It was good for brand awareness though, right?
It's like a billboard.
Exactly. And also it was like the content I could make with it was very like aesthetic and very high fashion. So very like lookbook heavy. So my idea was I want my page on Instagram to be a portfolio. I want you to see the potential in Mangekyō, and then you can imagine yourself wearing it, right?
That's right.
But because it was like samples and whatnot, they were too expensive to actually create. So I had to do pre-orders. So if you pay for one, it would take 6-8 weeks to actually get it.
Yep.
But I kept that in mind though. I was like, okay, two things. I have some other friends who do the same thing, right? And the feedback I always got from like the events we did together from other people was, oh, they have a cool brand, but man, it took like 4 months to get the clothes. I don't like the brand anymore, right? I don't want that. And I knew that because one, this whole like the tariff thing at the time, but also it was terrible. Tariffs and then like the whole like war thing and like prices being expensive. The logistics of actually having like one of you pay for like a pre-order on my website and then me having to coordinate my business partner overseas to get that to you, that's going to take a long time. Mind you, I work full-time as a job too and I'm in grad school. So because of those two things, I'm like, it's not realistic or pragmatic that it's actually going to be 6-8 weeks. It could be longer. I don't want people to get a bad taste in their mouth. So the price is going to be a little bit higher for two things. One, it's the real price of like how much it costs. But also two, I want to convert that interest into this. Right? This was only $65. I made it 3 years ago. 2 years ago. It's been in my house. Like I have the whole bulk order. I can ship it from my house, right? The mindset was that it's kind of like when you go like to Gucci or Louis Vuitton, right? You see a cool Gucci bag. You see some Gucci shoes. You see some Gucci whatever. They're expensive. So what do you get? A Gucci belt because it's proximity to luxury, right? So my idea was I'm going to create this whole great world on purpose. I'm going to go a little broke in the process of making it because the point isn't profit. The point is brand awareness. And you got to bite the bullet a little bit for brand awareness. And it's going to take time because I have to make sure that every phase I activate at a point where I'm not at a deficit. I have more money to actually do it. So it's going to take, 4 years, whatever. So I keep on doing it, right? And this due phase was pre-order and then have this be the hero piece, but in a covert way. I have a lot of bigger pieces, but now you see the hoodie and now you want the hoodie instead. So because of that, though, I got a lot more conversions in the hoodie. And we sorted out the hoodie like that. And then all the other pieces that were pre-order only, I had enough money to make that in bulk, right? So now I'm making that in bulk and I'm going to have that, right? But that was the whole idea. So my whole point is like when it comes to the brand as a whole, it's fun because I can showcase my like mindset and manifesto, but it's also a lot of work on how you got to be strategic to get sales. Because again, like this is another piece. You can have a cool idea for something, and it could be the coolest thing ever. You're gonna be the coolest hoodie or pants ever, but you got to make sure people actually pay for it and wear it, right? And you have to balance it. Sometimes you may make a piece that's only cool for a portfolio archive piece, and no one actually going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Or you might make a one-on-one. Well, be creative with that. Make sure like someone wears it in a fashion show, right? That's so great brand awareness. That's what I did. Or even like find like some models to wear for like a photo shoot. But again, like when it comes to a brand, I would say the strategic insights and the strategic vision for how you really like grow is so important, especially in this new world where social media marketing is like so important, and the competitors out there are like so high because anyone can do it now, because like the access to like doing your own thing is, I would say, more accessible. Yeah
dude, because like we talked about earlier, it's a reframe. So of course, like maybe the average customer would complain about waiting 4 to 6 weeks or even longer for any piece of clothing. It's like, what do you mean? Like, there are Amazon, for example, like I can get that tomorrow, or like any other big box brand, I can get this within 3 days. The reframe becomes okay, well, you're not buying something mass market. You're not buying something like, you're buying craft. Yeah. You're buying taste. You're buying exclusivity. You're buying something that takes real time and vision to produce. And so now you get to step into this world by, okay, like this process that you have to wait, that's the price that you pay to become a part of this world. It's like, okay, I'm not just like, if you say it's like, I have to wait 6 weeks to get this hoodie, as opposed to like, okay, I'm waiting 6 weeks for a piece of art to be produced that I can enjoy, that I can wear, that I can share with people. Yeah. It's like, this is worthy of the time it takes to make. And then once I finally get it, like, okay, I understand. I get it now. Like, this is why it took so long.
It's true. And then also, like, because the person who made it, too. People like, even for me, I buy stuff from, like, Pop all the time because I like the person selling it to me. That's right. And, like, it's, like, I would say some knowledge for people who are making brands. No one cares about brands in, like, 2026. Like, no one does. They care about the people behind the brands.
There you go.
Even, like, in my job, like, we do, like, social media marketing for, like, always other big brands. It's so hard to really make sure that the interest is always there because it is a big brand. But they have big budgets, though. So we can really afford to have the great paid ads go live for people who have the interest in the brand itself. So they are always doing well. When it comes to people like us who don't have, like, big budgets, you have to make sure that you are the brand. So from, like, collab posting on, like, your personal to, like, the brand page to making sure people see your face and know who you are behind the brand, not playing that whole, like, mystery behind, like, the brand like Mason Margiela does. Making sure people know, oh my God, this is you. I love you. I love your stuff now too. That's important. That's how we grow as like a brand at all.
Because you know, it's like this. It's this feedback loop of inspiration. So like the world doesn't need another clothing brand, but what the world does need is passionate, inspired people with a point of view. Yeah. And so like when you pull up with your distinct vision and like it's inspired because like this means something very personal to me. Like that. Okay, like man, I love his energy. I love his creativity. Like this is kind of like doing something to me too. I feel inspired. I feel motivated to go after my own stuff now, just because of like his attitude and his work ethic and his vision. Like I'm seeing possibilities now. So it's not just about the clothes. Like obviously, like if I want a hoodie, I can go buy any random hoodie. But it's just like I can't buy his hoodie. Yep. I can only buy his hoodie from him. And that's what justifies the existence of yet another clothing brand or yet another whatever. Because like that's when people start complaining about saturation. When it just doesn't feel like it came from someone's unique point of view. It feels like a cash grab, or it feels like a copy, or it feels like a derivative of a derivative of a derivative.
Yeah, we value authenticity. That's especially nowadays. Yeah.
It's like, so that's what the world needs. The world needs authenticity. Not like, oh, it's another t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
I think just to kind of like summarize everything, like your whole story of your brand, I think is so beautiful because it very much is a summary of everything we've been talking about this whole episode. From following a passion to then finding a community of people to then not necessarily knowing where it's going to go, but just kind of following where life takes you to then finding this business partner. Everything you just told us about your life very much is in this brand. And as you were telling us the story, I just like saw this movie that you were painting towards us.
The tapestry.
Yeah, this very much tapestry. And I know the Oscar, the Michael B. Jordan, the Oscar is gonna come to you because it's the energy's there for sure.
Appreciate you.
And it's so funny because we're talking about clothes, and Amadeo and I have a little segment that we wanted to do with you that I think would be fun to kind of go over. I know Roblox is very big right now towards the community coming up, and we thought it'd be great to kind of get your advice, and not your advice, your rating on some fits on Roblox that we found.
Because Roblox, there's a whole community of people expressing themselves in that way, man.
Yeah.
With like insane outfits.
I saw the ice
insane
protest.
skins.
Yeah. That joke was hilarious.
It's like whole worlds and communities, bro.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. We want to get your opinion, get your eye on it.
Yeah, we got your opinion.
I'm down.
All right, so you can just give us initial thoughts of this as we show you it on the phone.
All right, bro. First impressions. We want you to know. This is a
I'm scared.
rate the Roblox fit, bro.
Rate the Roblox fit.
Rate the Roblox fit.
All right, number 1.
Oh, that's that heat. Okay, we got Yeezy block up in here.
All right, tell us what function you would pull up on that.
Okay. This is definitely what you wear to your ops funeral. It's like, oh, you died? Sorry, I had to stunt. Yeah.
Gotta start on it one more time.
100%. You wear it to that or either like your... Yeah. I would say ops funeral for 400, Alex. That's it.
It's giving like opium.
It is giving opio. Or like a cardi concert.
Is it like a motorcycle helmet or something? That's what.
Oh yeah.
You got
You
the
wear
hair.
that when you about to fight like Luke Skywalker or something. That's definitely it. Yeah, that's like I'm going to battle on Skid Row. Yeah. Skid Row. Yeah, that's basically it.
This is the DTLA Avenger, bro.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's simple.
Something like that. All right, next one right here.
Oh, okay.
I get like K-pop idol.
Yeah, it's okay. Hear me out. It's giving Korea Boo. It's like
Korea Boo?
yeah. It's giving like my name is like George. I'm from like Wisconsin, and like I love K-pop. It's giving that.
What function would you pull up on that?
Yeah, I'm going to the Grove on a first date.
The Grove.
I'm going to the Grove on a
first
first date. And like, yeah, I want to stunt real quick and show the girl I'm a classy guy who wears neckties and necklaces.
Neckties, t-shirts, jackets.
100% layers. It's given he kind of cold, low key.
They're moving like that. All right, here's the next one.
This is what I see every white boy wear at Flog, low key. Without the pumpkin. Like
looking like a pumpkin?
Yeah, like he wants me to know he's a Tyler fan.
Yeah.
Like, and ask him like, 3 Frank Ocean songs.
Right.
Really bad. But he's not going to like, bring it up.
Make it too obvious.
Yeah. I gotta be the one to bring it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you rate that fit?
Oh, that's a solid like 5 big booms.
5 big booms.
Big booms. Okay.
This one is kind of tight, low key.
I would say that this is kind of tough.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
That motorcycle
he
jacket
has that on, honestly. Yeah, I would say bro's wearing that to go to Korean barbecue with the homies. You know what I'm saying? And like really stunt because his girl, that isn't his girl, but he wants to be his girl, is pulling up there too.
Yeah.
So he's about to like really make sure she like
try to make
sees
eye
him
contact.
in his final form. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has the headphones too because he's nonchalant, of course. And like the skull, I'm gonna say keychain on his belt loop. He's kind of like he has a dark side, but he's a lover boy. So yeah, I think this is a fire Korean barbecue fit. I'll wear this to K barbecue, quarters in K Town, approved.
Yeah,
tortured poet,
100%.
Has never ridden a motorcycle though.
I think one more.
All right, bro.
Oh my god. Okay, this is what I'm wearing in my house when I have to clean my house up, but I don't want to. And like those, it looks like a banana. That's definitely underwear in his head. That's like boxers from like laundry day because like it's been a hard day.
All right, that's a wrap on the Roblox.
Yeah.
Yo, but some of those go kind of crazy, man.
Right.
Some were kind of hard.
The creativity. Let me put you on.
You want
to know what it is?
Put me on.
So Let Me Put You On is a segment we do where every week we shout something out that we've been watching, consuming, have been doing that we just want to give a shout out to and just we've enjoying and want someone else to check it out. It could be anything from TV show to literally just, I've been stretching 5 minutes before this or that. It could range in anything.
Okay, sorry. I would say the biggest thing I like consume every day is Star Talk podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's so good because like my thing is when at this age especially, the point should be to always obtain like new knowledge and have something to contribute to conversations, but also be confident in your delivery because you know a little bit about a lot. And my thing is like with Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, Star Talk. Yes, he's an astrophysicist, right? But he doesn't only talk about like physics or the universe. He talks about everything. And then he has people who know more than he does for specific fields, from like nutrition to the microbiome in your gut to like time travel to animals that are going extinct. Everything. Capitalism, socialism, everything. It's pretty great. Who are on this podcast talking with him about all these topics, but in a way where these aren't just like random people he pulled from the street to talk about topics and pretend to be experts when they're just basement scholars, right? These are actual experts who dedicated their lives to these topics. So it was great because every single podcast you leave learning something more. But it's cool because like Neil deGrasse Tyson's, his like whole style of like being an educator is, I'm your personal astrophysicist, meaning I'm going to make sure you leave learning. I'm not going to talk to you like you are someone who knows as much as I do. I'm going to make sure that how I present this information is palatable to you. So when you walk away with this, you understand it. I love that because also like when it comes to teaching as a whole, you shouldn't just like teach it in a way where you assume that you just understand. You should make sure they walk away understanding it. So it's cool because he mirrors that with everyone on his podcast. So he has a comedian named Chuck Nice. And Chuck Nice is someone who's like us, who doesn't know the most about it, isn't like an expert on it, but he's also learning. But he's also a comedian, so he makes sure when he like gets it, he says it in a way that's funny and we get it more. But it's fun because again, like every podcast, from the host he has to the information you obtain, is always great information that is also needed to understand and see life differently. But also it's in a way where you walk away getting it. It's not just all this granular information thrown at you. It's entertaining. So Star Talk. It's great. Watch Star Talk.
Check that out.
Yeah. Okay, my Let Me Put You On is more of like an act. So World Cup is happening right now. I went to see the opener. My friends bailed on me, so I pulled up to a watch party alone. And honestly, it was probably one of the best things that could happen to me because I was kind of there alone, and I saw this like cool group of friends, and I just went up to them and I was like, "Hey, my friends just bailed on me. I'm alone. You guys seem cool. Can I join?" And they were like, "Yo, pull up,
dude."
Had a blast. So my Let Me Put You On is, don't watch the games at home. Go to a bar, go to a watch party, and just go like engage with the culture that is sports, because it's so fun. Just, we're all there just to have a good time and, watch this game.
Yeah, there's that immediate common interest.
Yeah.
No,
Talking about earlier. So it's like we pulled up as strangers, but then we left as friends.
Yeah.
Love that.
Exactly.
Okay, Let Me Put You On. So Star Talk, Bird Talk, bro. I want to put people on the
Bird Talk.
I want to put people on the bird watching, man.
Okay. What made you want to get into bird watching?
Okay, here's the thing about it. Is like I wasn't into it before until my girlfriend started getting into it. And I feel like bird watching itself is a simple gateway to a deeper appreciation of nature and one's surroundings. And I want to put people on specifically to this free app called Merlin. Merlin is an incredible app where it's able to recognize bird sounds anywhere that you are.
What?
And it could tell you with pretty scarily close accuracy like what bird it is. And especially like if you're watching something or even just like in your own backyard and like just hear some chirping going on.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? What's out there? You'll be surprised the amount of like diversity and just life that is happening around you all the time.
Respect.
And it's just like, okay, these are precious creatures, and honestly, like, wow, I can't believe they're in my own backyard. But also if you go out to the forest, like, dude, you just learn so much. And you notice more, and you become like, I found it a way to ground myself more. To feel more like I'm not tripping about the past. I'm not like freaking out about the future. I'm just right here. And I'm here in nature. I'm part of this world, and this is another thing that's part of this world. And yeah, dude, bird talk.
Bird talk.
Merlin.
Is it like you're catching like Pokemon, but with the app you're catching birds?
I think you're able to save like your favorite birds.
Okay.
Kind of epic.
So we're like,
but you can only log in when you see it, or is just
you can log in when you hear it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got a favorite
so it is
bird?
like Pokemon.
Yeah. Do I have a favorite bird?
Yeah.
Either the great blue heron or like a golden eagle.
Okay.
Some
Epic
crazy birds, bro.
Mythic birds.
Or like a toucan.
Damn.
Like Sam.
I love toucans, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Damn.
that's me. We like to end our guest episodes by asking all of our guests the same 3 questions.
Oh shoot.
You ready?
Uh.
Anything else you want to cover?
No.
Let's get into it. Question number 1. What aren't you scared of anymore?
I'm not afraid of not being the smartest person in every room. I just want to be the most prepared. So even like from working to collaborating to doing anything that matters, just making sure that I'm the best version of myself when I show up and I don't know what I don't know, and just being honest with that. Because anyone who doesn't accept that, that's their problem, not mine. Yeah.
What's something or someone that has changed your life for the better?
Ooh, I've been talking to my parents a lot, but that's definitely like number 1. But besides them, I would say, someone. Oh, okay. This one, but for, I guess, legal reasons, I won't say. But let's just say director of a very, very high position for a very, very big entertainment entity met me once in a meeting. And they were like, I like you. Like, you're really talented. Like, I see a lot in you. I feel like you can really kill it. And I want to, like, meet up and talk 1-on-1 to have you my personal team. I'm like, for real? They said, yeah. It's like, cool. So we made plans to meet this one spot. And when I got there, I was early. I'm a little nervous, like sweaty palms and whatnot. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to change my life forever. It's a lot. So I wait, and I wait, and I wait. And I was there for an hour, and he never showed up. Yeah. But that was like when it clicked. I'm like, I can't expect for anyone to help me besides my family and my friends. Random people are only going to want to contribute when you can really help them.
It's like convenient.
You get me? And then like it just kind of clicked, like from like Basquiat to Andy Warhol to Clyde to Whitney Houston. Like those people were people who had a lot of power, who saw these people who were talented and wanted to help them out because they knew they could help them, right? And my thing is like, I'm not going to find anyone like that until I get to a point where I make a name for myself. And then they won't be the ones to really help me. They're just going to give me more access to what I'm already doing for myself. So that was like one of the biggest people to help me in a way that just was a great reminder and gave me the righteous anger I needed to lock in. Because again, I feel like everyone, we have this hope. It's like a very like naive hope that someone's going to swoop in and save us. They're going to say, you're cool, you're great. Let me give you money and access and make you who you thought you could always be. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And most times when you hear those stories, it's just embellished, and you do the research and find out that's not the case at all. So I think it was just like, again, a great reminder for me that I have to be the one to save myself, and I got to be humble enough, which is hard sometimes, to ask for help from family and friends and people who I think are just as good as I am, and collaborate so we can grow together. Again, Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, like that's like, it really comes down to that.
Yeah.
Find your Cooglers, find your Jordans. Yeah.
Fire. What advice or encouragement would you give your younger self?
Everything is fleeting. I've been saying that my whole life though, but so I knew it, but I would really just appreciate it more. Cause like the window of opportunity is always closing slowly, and like when you take a picture, it's a memory right after that. You know what I'm saying? It's gone, and everything is fleeting. And like when you really think about that, like the moments you have with your friends, think about college, right? For one moment, you're in a hodgepodge of people your age who are also your best friends, who also live across the street from you, and you don't have to stress out about finances like you will when you're in your late 20s. You know, you won't have to like worry about all the things you're going to have to worry about soon. Everything is different, and it's like really appreciate that, because once it's gone, it's gone. Even right now, like we in LA, We got homies we in community in LA. We have jobs in LA. We have creative endeavors in LA. That's fleeting too. It's going to be a time when that's not the case anymore. It's going to be a time when your best friend moves, or your best friend gets married, or you get married, you have kids, new priorities. So like, you gotta remember everything is fleeting, and you don't want to appreciate it as a memory. You want to appreciate it in the moment. So that's like the biggest thing I would always tell myself as a kid. Like, just always remember that, because once it's gone, and you can't get it back. So yeah.
Dude, how can we support you, man?
I got you. Well, shout out to the brand Mangekyō Studios. It's at MKYO Studio on Instagram. Same name for the website. And also shout out to all the homies from Mercy House Clothing. Shout out to Tammy and Amy for always helping me out with the pop-ups in the brand. Deserted and Urban, best fashion influencer out there, and all the other homies who helped me out. Thank you, because the biggest thing about any brand or anything else is not a solo founder story. That's just BS that the labels push to you. It's the community, and the only thing you see is the end result, not the thousands of people who helped me get to where I am or anyone else where they are. So shout out to the homies.
Shout out to the homies.
Shout out to the homie. Well,
tight.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Like Amadeo mentioned, yeah, that's all we got.
This is a pleasure. This was so fun, man. Really appreciate it.
It was fun. Yeah. Time, all right, tight.
All right, well, this wraps up the Be Somebody podcast.
Thanks
for listening. My name is Amadeo.
My name is Enrique.
My name's Doron.
Hey, till next time. Peace. Hey everybody, it's Amadeo.
And Enrique.
We want to let you know that we're your friends, but we are not licensed therapists. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. This podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional.